Okay. It's amazing how fast 10 minutes go by. But anyway, part 3. So I ended talking about undeserved credit. So I don't get any credit for what my forefathers did just because I share the same jersey as they did. This body is just a shell, and I didn't get a chance to have it ability to pick it out before I popped out on this planet. So the point I'm trying to make is that if my forefathers happen to be the same color and they started this country, that the only credit I can get is recognizing that when they started this country, that it was a very special thing, and that I can incorporate the values of liberty and the values of a free and independent society into my life. And when I do that, then I can claim credit for it because I'm incorporating it into my life. But it's the same thing for all races. I mean, I'm going to get a little bit dangerous here because I'm going to speak outside my race. But let's say I was of Arabic descent, and I started talking about how the previous Arabic people started mathematics, or did a lot of wonderful things that the Arabic people did, and I could go through a whole list, but that's not the point of the video. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter what other people did that share your jersey. Do you understand what I'm saying? You only get credit for the things that you did in your life, and you don't get credit for sharing the same race as other people that did good things or did not do good things. So you better start thinking about what you've done specifically, because when you stand in front of your Creator and you talk about the belief systems that you hold and how you live this life, you're not going to be having your jersey on you, and it ain't going to do you squat. That's the point I want to try to make. The opposite side of undeserved credit is unearned guilt. Okay, so many people in our society will take upon themselves unearned guilt because of the jersey that they wear. Again, I'm going to get a little dangerous because I'm going to speak outside my race again. But let's pretend that I was Arabic, right? And so a lot of people are upset at the Arabic people because they think that they were behind 9/11. Well, the truth of the matter is that 99.999% of anybody that watches this video that has Arabic background, you probably had nothing whatsoever to do with 9/11. That is almost an obvious statement. So you have no responsibility whatsoever for what happened on 9/11. And if anybody insinuates that, it would be my advice to stand up tall and say, I ain't freaking responsible for that crap. Don't you try to pin that crap on me. Now, it's also the same crap when somebody tries to blame slavery on me as a white man. First of all, I have never owned slaves in my whole life. My dad has not owned slaves, and my dad's dad did not own slaves. Is slavery bad? Hell yes, it's bad. It's a blemish upon the history of this country, but that doesn't mean this country isn't great for what we did as far as freeing man from the independence of tyranny, from the control of tyranny. The bottom line is that I'm not going to take upon myself any unearned guilt. I'm not going to go stand in line to get penalized for something that I don't think I'm responsible for getting penalized for. If I've got enough sins in my own life that I have to be responsible for without taking on sins that have nothing to do with me. So you need to think very carefully about taking on unearned guilt. And the same thing goes true for, let's talk about, I hear so many liberals talk about free health care for everybody. Free health care for everybody. It's a common. There is no such thing as free health care for everybody. Anytime anybody says something like that, you always need to say, at whose cost? That's just 3 words you have to memorize. At whose cost? Nothing comes free. Everything has a cost. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? See, when you ask the people that talk about free health care for everyone, when you ask them that question, at whose cost, their eyes roll back in their head. At whose cost? Well, the government should pay. Well, the government prints money out of nothing, right? As hard to say as it is, nothing comes free. And these government, we cannot continue to print money out of nothing and a bankrupt government bail out a bankrupt healthcare system and bail out a bankrupt banking system and a bankrupt housing system and a bankrupt automobile industry. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to ask at whose cost. There are proper ways about going and developing a society so that everybody will have access to affordable health care. But the proper way is not for government to take it over, and not for government to print money out of nothing. You're going to ruin the system when you do that. That is not America. That is the opposite of America. So do not take upon yourself this unearned guilt. Not only from, I mentioned healthcare as an example, but from the poor, unfortunate people of the planet and the poor, unfortunate people in our society. We should have good Christian values where we want to help those less fortunate, and we should do whatever is in our power and as our heart dictates to help those less fortunate, to make a society where even the people that are poorest can have a decent living. But at the same time, if we allow government to come into our lives and steal from us by taxation or just forcefully taking our stuff to give away, you're going to ruin the system for everybody. That is absolutely the opposite of the American system that makes our country great. And this Obama administration and these freaking jerks in Washington don't understand that. It just amazes me. This is the lessons that we've learned when we built this country over the past 200 plus years. You don't take stuff by force from the people that are producing and achieving and give it to those less fortunate. You're going to ruin the system for everybody. The other side of the coin is that when you look at the rich of America, the Warren Buffetts and all the congressmen that are on the take, and they're full of corrupt and they've taken bribes, that we have a dishonest money system. So the elite of society did not earn their wealth properly. So we have the other side of the coin where the elite that has stolen literally millions and billions of dollars from a corrupt money system, they don't mind coming out in public and openly in front of the cameras giving millions to charity, because they got billions back in their bank account, and they'll give a little bit to charity to make themselves look good in front of a camera because they stole so much. It's a PR move. It's the same thing the Rockefellers did in the Great Depression. They had themselves photographed giving dimes to little children. It's how can you people fall for that again? It's absolutely insane. All right, I'm getting near the end. This is going to be my last video. But don't allow yourself to take upon any unearned guilt. Be responsible for your own sins. Be responsible for your own life. Get right with God, and clear yourself and live. If you want to make yourself dangerous to the New World Order, and you want to make yourself dangerous to anyone, if you want to be a proud human being, be proud of God's creation that created you, and He wants you to stand up and have free will and have independence and not bow down to any other man on this planet. I bow down to my Savior, Lord, and Jesus Christ, but I will not bow down to any other man on this planet. And I think He wants us to be like that, and He wants us to take responsibility. Clear yourself of the sins in your own life, but do not take upon the sins of your forefathers. Do not take upon the sins of your brothers. Be responsible for your own sins, but don't take on any undeserved credit or any unearned sins. And live your life in a proud fashion, and then you're going to be dangerous, because you're going to be free of fear. You're going to be free of fear of whatever they're going to say, because you can speak the truth, and they're never going to be able to manipulate you by digging into your past. And so just say whatever you want. Just speak truth openly. It's a wonderful way to live your life, and it's a very joyful way to live your life. The last thing I wanted to say, if I got time, is that I believe gold and silver are about to go through the roof. It's just a little prediction. We'll see if it's true. But our dishonest money system has gotten so bad, and I think people are losing faith in our currency. I just wanted to have this in there, and we'll see if that's true or not. I don't do any financial moves based upon my predictions, but I think we're very close to gold and silver going through the roof, because I think a lot of people are waking up to our dishonest money system and our fiat currency. That's all I got to say. I probably missed some points, but I'll get it in the next video. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care, and God bless.